Thoughts on the latest Blizzard balancing blunder? Talk about it in a second. It is definitely one of the changes of all time.
Hold on. Honestly, real quick. I just think this shit's funny. Like, I played the beta a few times. Like, obviously, like, there's, like, no soul in the game right now. So, like, I'm just, like, you know, I just hop on, mess around a little bit. Toss some knives, Gunker Queen is really fun to play. And just, like log off, right? You know, just kind of like everybody else. So, so imagine this. Picture this. I can't stop laughing at this, right? Imagine you're coming back to play Overwatch the first time in years, right? My stepbrother called me talking about Overwatch 2. He hadn't played the game since, like, literally, like, launch. Like, season 1. Like, he played Torpo and he loved it, right? And, you know, you come back, you want to play the original heroes you love. You want to play Genji, you want to play Reinhardt, right? And you spend like 2.5 minutes, because most of these Genji players are probably bad, let's be real. 2.5 minutes building Dragon Blade. and you go in. You're like, dude, I feel so cool. I'm this fucking ninja, right? You know, this is what made Overwatch so fun. All these high skill, different play styles to a shooter that we never seen before. And you go in and you start fucking blading this team. And the Moira, the very high skill ability, goes like big AoE. Like, you'd have to, like, literally, like, you could probably be blind and hit this orb, right? Just off sound alone, sound keys, because it's the broadside of a barn level hitbox, right? And this Genji player is swinging his blade around like a 6-year-old in the shallow end of the pool with a wet noodle, trying to hit his friends, like, smack it, and they're like, dang, my friend won't go down. It's like, damn, I got a wet noodle in my hand. Reinhardt might as well be swinging like a wiffle ball bat, like, just boom, boom. Like, damn, why aren't they going down? Because it reduces 75%. I wonder when Blizzard will accept that the lower skill heroes just, you know, despite what people in the community would say, just don't deserve extra value. But hey, man, maybe another couple down years in the game whiffing will teach them to make the game competitive like it was at its peak. But hey, man, they want diverse play styles.
Yeah. When I read that change, I was like, I mean, I just don't get it, man. Why the fuck 75%? Like 75%? That's a big number. I mean, that is such a ridiculously large amount of damage reduction. It's crazy. Like, if it was 25% damage reduction, it would still be cancer. But it's not. It's 75. Right, think about it. Any of you guys who played League of Legends, you know the summoner spell Exhaust? Think about how fucking obnoxious Exhaust is to play against, right? Think about how strong it is when someone exhausts you, right? That's 40% damage reduction. This is 75%, which I believe is effectively more than double. It's more than double the damage reduction. I mean, that's just absurd. Moira cleanser on the... I don't get it. Moira is fine. She's fine. She shouldn't be a meta hero, because she's literally the easiest hero in the game. You'll talk shit about Mercy, but Mercy's way harder than Moira. I don't even know if the change is good. Like, I don't know if she's actually gonna be good. That's not the point, though. The point isn't her viability. The point is that that's one of the most anti-fun mechanics in the history of the game. Who enjoys her hitting an ability on you and then you headshot somebody as Widow and it does 60 damage? Wow. That was so poggers in the chat. I've said this before. Like, for me, there's only two ways to go with Moira. Either you leave her as a low-skill hero, or you make her a high-skill hero by making the difficulty of the hero aiming your healing into DPS. Like I always said that you either rework her so that you give her a new ult and make her left click and her right click coalescence. In terms of you have to aim with coalescence. That's your primary and secondary fire. Therefore that adds a degree of aiming to the hero, right? That's sorely needed. Or you just leave her as is and leave her as a low skill hero and say, okay, fine, we can. Having low skill heroes in the game is fine.
Welcome to the bag of chips, my doggy.
I think having a support here have a cleanse is fine. It just shouldn't just make it the new one. Is Moira's rendered here? Yeah, Moira's the easiest here in the game. A cleanse is like what Zarya's bubble is. It gets rid of all negative debuffs on you. I don't know. This is just like, I mean, I don't know. I'll talk about it after this game, I guess. I'll go read the patch notes and shit. Woo! At this point, man, they're just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks. 75%. 75%. Right, let's react. Okay, you want to give Moira utility? Let's talk about that first. You want to give Moira utility? I don't agree. Moira's entire design is the fact that she doesn't have utility and that she has high AoE healing throughput and consistent damage output. That's her kit. If you want to make her better, increase her healing output or increase her damage output or do something like that. You don't need to add utility because this is the hero that doesn't have utility. That's her entire kit. Right? That's the trade-off. And then they decide to give her utility by giving her one of the most stupid abilities, if not the most stupid ability in the history of the game. I remember reading these patch notes last night, and I was just like, that's like, what's utility? Utility is stuff like Sleep Dart, like Nade, like Discord Orb, like Res, like Lamp, like Speed Boost, stuff like that is like utility, like stuff that isn't just like plain healing. But she doesn't need utility. That's the point. It's okay to have a hero that doesn't have utility because she should have the highest healing throughput. Like so if you need comps where you just need healing, you take Moira. But they decided to give her arguably the worst assigned ability in the game. You get hit by it, and you take you deal 75% less damage for 4 seconds. So your Genji Blade swing, instead of doing 110 damage, will now deal 28 damage, assuming it's rounded up. 28 damage a swing for 4/6 of your ult. So for 66% of your ult, you're doing less than a basic melee. What? And it's a basic ability that has a 10-second cooldown. So you have 6 seconds of downtime on it. Like, oh no, okay, it has a 16-second cooldown. Okay, it has a 16-second cooldown. Like, I just don't understand. It's ridiculous. They need to stop making basic abilities that hard counter ults. But this isn't just like a hard counter as us. This hard counter is like every ult in the game. This is effectively every single person on their team has double their HP and the nano boosted. That's what it feels like to play against it. It's obscene. It's obscene. This is such a terrible change. If this was a 25% damage reduction, it would still be bad. Because things that reduce the damage that you do create really unhealthy game design because it changes breakpoints. It's an awful change. And everything else, healing capacity, irrelevant. Everything is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Who cares? This change is one of the worst changes in the history of the game. If this change goes live, the game's like, I mean, I don't know. I don't care what any of this is. Like, this is just not. This just isn't. This is such a threat to our democracy. This just shows that the devs don't know what the fuck they're doing. This is such a bad change. Such a bad change. Even though I don't even think Moira is going to be viable still, it's just not the point. It's just not fun. Like how easy is it to hit?
Humanity is shackled. I will find the key.
Wait, it says... Huh? It says both are right-click.
A cure for all the tales.
Guys. It's because... Wait, it's left-click for me. It's because they haven't made it dynamic to what your binds are. So the hitbox isn't too big, and it's a long cooldown. It's just not the point. Like, I wonder how hard it is to hit on like a jumping Genji. I'm gonna play it in deathmatch. I want to see how hard it is to hit. Done too many words in Sleep Dot? No, because Sleep Dot's way harder to hit, and Sleep Dot also feels much less annoying to play with because you're just stunned, right? You can't play the game. Whereas this you can, but everything feels like feels like shit. Which in my opinion is significantly worse.